Hello, my friends. Have you ever needed to say sorry in Japanese but didn't know which word to use? Or maybe you're just a beginner starting out and you just want to learn the basics. Don't worry, because in this video, I'm going to teach you 3 phrases that you can start using today. We're going to learn how to say sorry in Japanese, and you can use this in any kind of situation. So let's get started. So let's start with the most commonly used ones and also the easy ones, right? So I'll give you 3 easy phrases and then 2 bonus phrases at the end of the video. The first one I'm going to teach you is すみません. すみません. This means I'm sorry, and it also can mean excuse me, right? So if you bump into someone, it's probably the most commonly used situation. Bump into someone, you say, すみません. すみません. Also, it can mean, excuse me, I want to talk to you. So if you're ordering food at a restaurant, you can say すみません. But in this case, in this video, we're talking about saying sorry. So also, you can, when you make a mistake at work, when you make a mistake with an order or something, you can also say すみません. 間違えました. Sorry, I made a mistake. If you argue with your wife or husband, you probably won't say すみません. You'll probably say a more informal one, which is ごめん. You can say ごめんね. ごめんね. 悪かった. Right? すみません, you can use outside of your house. So our second phrase is ごめんなさい. ごめんなさい. Not ごめん, because ごめん is casual. ごめんなさい is a very polite way to say sorry, to apologize, right? So what's the difference then between すみません and ごめんなさい? There's no difference, guys. Both すみません and ごめんなさい mean the same meaning. It's a different word, but it means the same thing. So there's only one difference that I would mention, is that ごめんなさい sounds a little heavier, right? There's a deeper meaning to it. One example, an easy to understand example is, if you miss somebody's phone call once, you can just say すみません. If you missed it 2 or 3 times, twice or 3 times, it might be better to say ごめんなさい. ごめんなさい is heavier, it's more emotional, it means you're really sorry. So that's the only difference. But the meaning is generally the same thing. I'm sorry. And our last phrase is 失礼しました. 失礼しました. Now this word is a little more polite and more formal, okay? So what's the difference between the other two and 失礼しました? I told you that it's more formal, but there are 2 situations that you can use this. The first is when you make a mistake with somebody's name, right? So let's just say that someone's name was Tanaka-san, and you call them Suzuki-san. That's a no-no, right? So in this case, you could say 失礼しました. I'm very sorry. What was your name again, right? Or you can use it when you just forget the person's name. You just don't remember the person's name, and you want to ask, what was your name again? That's a 失礼しました. 名前は何ですか? 失礼しました. I wouldn't say すみません or ごめんなさい because it's a little casual. 失礼しました is a lot more, much more polite. So I would use this word. And this is where it gets sexy. Now you know all the words, the casual words for sorry. 失礼しました, ごめんなさい, すみません. But what happens if the other person is older or is in a higher position than you? What happens? You'd want to use formal words instead of casual words, right? So I'm going to teach you 2 bonus phrases. The first one is 申し訳ありません. 申し訳ありません. If you're in your 20s or 30s or 40s and you're talking to a 60-year-old man, instead of saying ごめんなさい when you make a mistake with their name, you should say 申し訳ありません. 申し訳ありません. 名前忘れました. 申し訳ありません. When you're traveling in Japan and you're lost, you can start the conversation by saying すみません and asking for directions. But at the end, if the person is older than you, you should say 申し訳ありません. In this case, we're not just saying sorry, we're saying sorry for taking your time. And here's another situation that I hear a lot from friends and family. You lose something and you want to look for the lost and found, right? In Japan, if you're at a train station and you want to look for a way to look for something that you lost, you can say 迷惑をおかけしました. 迷惑をおかけしました. Now, this is used at the end of sentence by when you want to say sorry for causing trouble. You can always start by saying, excuse me, すみません or ごめんなさい. Once everything's solved, it's either you lost something, you're looking for your item, or you want to get a refund, you want to do something with, money related stuff, right? At the end, if the person is older than you can always say ご迷惑をおかけしました. 迷惑をおかけしました. So those were 3 basic phrases and 2 bonus phrases for all of you who are learning beginner Japanese. And my name is Sean, and I teach Japanese for beginners who want to improve at a faster pace. So if you like this video, please subscribe and hit the like button, and I'll talk to you in our next one.